everybody, this is Dr. Zoidberg, and I was just looking through your trash for something to eat, and I found a comic book. Okay, this is not actually Dr. Zoidberg, but it doesn't change that I have no money and need something to eat. And you remember some time ago I complained about a comic book called Star Trek The Last Generation, and it's actually from IDW Publishing, and it's the same series as the comic book I'm reviewing right now, and I hated The Last Generation, but this one I'm reviewing right now, Leonard McCoy, Frontier Doctor, it's awesome. Buy this one. If you are a Star Trek fan, buy right now. You are not a Star Trek fan if you are not on Amazon or eBay or any retailer right now buying. Buy. This one is so extremely awesome. Seriously, this one is awesome. If you are a Star Trek fan, buy right now. Why are you still listening to me? Buy already. Go buy. You remember the scene from the first Star Trek movie, Star Trek the Motion Picture, where Leonard McCoy was having a long beard and saying, "I was drafted." You remember that scene? That was actually one of the best Leonard McCoy scenes, where he had the long beard and saying, "I was drafted. I don't want to be here. I was drafted." This comic actually explores the time shortly before that, before he was drafted into Star Trek the Motion Picture, where he was free. And it's so awesome. That's really Dr. McCoy. It's so awesome. This is Dr. McCoy as a doctor, being the way he wants to be. It's amazing. Of all the Star Trek comic books I've read so far, it's the absolute number one best. It's awesome because it fits Dr. McCoy so well. It's amazing. You're still listening to me and not buying? Buy! Jesus, why are you still listening? Go buy. Go on Amazon already. Buy it. Or go, even better, go to a real comic book store with an online presence and buy and support comic book stores. Buy it already. Why are you still listening? Anyway, if you are still listening, this is really damn amazing because it has all the imagery of Star Trek, the animated series, with all the weird worlds, and Dr. McCoy is visiting the weird worlds with his crew, and I don't want to spoilerize anything, but he has this crew of a princess and a colleague, and don't want to spoilerize, but it's such, the whole thing, it's such a good story, it's so amazing. You're still listening? Go buy already! Buy! This is like an advertisement. I'm not even paid for it. I just love this damn comic so much. As a Star Trek fan, I just love this comic so much. I'm not paid anything for it by Paramount or whatever the license holder is, or CBS. I'm not paid a single cent, unfortunately. I wish they did, but I'm telling you to buy it right now. This is the best Star Trek comic book I've read so far. This is not talking about a single book, it's a 4-book series, but buy all 4, obviously. All 4 of them. You need to buy them and read them. They're amazing. Because for people like me for people like everyone who got into Star Trek watching things and then only discovered other extended universe, so to speak. Extended universe, I know, is a Star Trek term, but I'll use it liberally for... Did I just say Star Trek? I mean, it's a Star Wars term, but I'll use it liberally for Star Trek. We started watching the stuff we can watch, and then we thought about getting into books and comic books and other stuff. And some of it is good, some of it is bad, some of it is mediocre, whatever. Some of the books are really good, some are not worth reading at all, some of the comic books are not worth reading at all. But if there's one thing you really, in my opinion, as someone who watched stuff, should read, it's this Leonard McCoy Frontier Doctor, because it's like, for Dr. McCoy, I always loved Dr. McCoy, played by DeForest Kelley. It's always been one of my absolute favorites because, first of all, DeForest Kelley is so awesome, and second of all, he's just such an awesome character. And this is like the direct prequel to the motion picture before he was drafted, and the complaints about being drafted. And it's so awesome because when you read it, you think in your mind, because after you read the 4 comics, which are written in a way that he's writing letters to Captain Kirk, who is still the captain at the time. He's writing letters about his adventures as a frontier doctor with his crew, and having all these awesome adventures that are like the animated series, really colorful, really amazing, imaginative stories. It is just so cool to think about it as a direct prequel to the motion picture, because he has the same beard, and after the last issue of the comic book series, he's being drafted to go after V'ger on Matt Decker's ship. I'm talking German for no reason. Schiff. No, it's ship. Go after V'ger on Matt Decker's ship that Captain Kirk took over, being drafted. It's just so amazing. It's a direct prequel in the animated series style. And as a Star Trek fan, you really, if you want to get any Star Trek comic book, get that one. And I'm saying that in the single person. Like I already said, it's an issue of 4 books. When I say get the book, I mean get all 4 books. I mean get the whole story. Get all of them. Read the whole story. It's a 4-book issue. Just read it. It's amazing. As a Star Trek fan, it will really make your heart beat higher. It's not like many Star Trek comic books that's totally unnecessary and doesn't add anything to anything. It really adds something. Because it's really, if you watch Star Trek the motion picture and have that comic book in mind, you really get to imagine Dr. McCoy just came from those awesome frontier adventures and was drafted by Starfleet to be on the Enterprise, which he didn't really want, and the connection is just really amazing. This is the best Star Trek comic book ever. You listened for so long and still didn't buy, just buy already. This is the best ever. Buy it. It's the best. Buy.